Hi, my name's Hasmeen, and I'm going to go through Track Changes with you. Track Changes is a tool in Microsoft Word that gives you a way to make changes that are easy to spot. Some other names that this might go by are redlining or blacklining. This is a great tool to use when you're collaborating with someone else or a group on a document. This allows them to see changes that have been made really easily. This tool can be used when negotiating contracts and comparing drafts. With it, you can easily see changes and save time by not having to review the entire document again. This tool allows for multiple people to make revisions and comments. These suggestions don't always have to be accepted, they can also be rejected. This gives great flexibility to this tool. So here you'll see some close-ups of some of the options you can use within the tool. We'll go through them in the demo. In this section, you're going to see a document that's exactly the same, just from a different perspective. On the left side, you can see the changes made with Track Changes here. This view is called All Markup Selected. On the right side, you can see what it would look like if I had accepted all the changes. This view is called Simple Markup. You can also change the view by clicking on the red and gray lines on the side of the document. The reviewing pane. This can be seen either vertically or horizontally and shows all the insertions, deletions, moves, formatting, and comments done. Accepting and rejecting the changes is probably the best part of the tool. You can accept all the changes or go one by one, and the same can be done with the rejections. We're going to go through a demo together. So you can see in this document, I already have Track Changes turned on, and I've already made some changes. So to see Track Changes, we're going to go to Review. You can see it's turned on because it's a little bit dark. And right now I have all markup, meaning it's going to show me everything. I could have simple markup, which, like in the PowerPoint, you can see these have now turned red, and Track Changes is still on, I just don't see it. Sometimes this is easier when you're looking for other errors in your document. Here, I can see that I have two S's in Senator, and I have a missing letter here for Chairman. Sometimes that can be hard to see with Track Changes on. No markup will show you what the document looks like without any track changes. And Original will show you what the document looked like when we first started before Track Changes was turned on. So I'm going to go back to All Markup. So Track Changes, you can also lock tracking. So in this, it kind of prevents anyone else from messing with this document by adding a password. This is a great security feature, but it's important to remember the password and to pass it on to anyone else that might need to make changes for this document. Under Show Markup, this is going to show us what we want to see. So I've chosen to see comments, insertions, deletions, and formatting. We're going to add a comment here. So the comment's going to go wherever our cursor is. So I'm going to add a new comment, and I'm going to hit Check Name. So my comment says Check Name. I could resolve this comment, or if I was someone else, I could reply. And I could say, name okay. So if I was this first person and I had just received this document, check name, and now I see that the second person has said name okay, well, I can go ahead and resolve it. If for whatever reason, you can also reopen the comment and reply again, and then you can resolve again. So I've chosen to see comments, so that's why I continue to see that. If I choose not to see comments, I can go ahead and unclick this, and now I only see insertions, deletions, and formatting. So the reviewing pane is something we talked about earlier. I'm vertically seeing the reviewing pane, which will show me all of the insertions, deletions, moves, formatting, and comments, and it will specifically go through and show me, I've added this comment, check name. I've added this date below. It shows you who added what or who deleted what. We can also see this horizontally. The information is the same. So we're going to go through next is the accepting and rejecting of suggestions. So we can actually accept one by one, which is this top option here. We can accept all of them in the document, or we can accept all of them and turn off Track Changes. Now, if we don't want to accept all of them, and maybe we want to reject a couple, You can go reject and move on to next, which we'll do one by one, reject all changes, or reject all changes and stop tracking. Now, if I'm not ready to start rejecting and accepting yet, and I just want to go one by one through the changes, I can hit these buttons here, previous change and next change. This will go through every change I've done. I can go one way, and you can go another way. So the last item we're going to go through is the advanced settings. If you hit this little button here, it opens up track change options. Advanced options allow you to play with the color. You can go ahead and mess around with these, and you can always go back and set them back to how they were, or you can cancel. Say you made some changes and you're not sure what you're doing. That's okay. Just hit cancel and cancel out of here, and you're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and accept this change here. We're going to do accept and move on to next. There we go. And then say that, you know what, I don't want to keep going to this button. It's a lot of scrolling. I can right click on my mouse and I can accept deletion or reject deletion. So I'm going to accept it, and you can see that it's now gone because it was a deletion. So it gives you a little bit of versatility. You can go up here and say you want to reject, and you see that has chosen to stay. Now, if I don't want to go up there, I can go through here and I can hit reject. And now I've rejected it. So before we leave, I wanted to go over my favorite assignment and an ethics case that we went through in this class. So my favorite assignment was assignment 8. In this assignment, we went through court dockets to find civil case complaints. We went through the Franklin County Common Pleas and the Delaware County Court of Common Pleas. This was my favorite assignment because it was fun to read about different cases. It was interesting to see the high number of recently filed cases as well, and it was fun to find a case involving a family member. So reading through those documents involving a family member, I was able to learn while I was having a personal connection, which kind of makes it a little bit easier for me to learn. I also was able to figure out how to set up the email notifications when a new document is put onto my family's ongoing matter, so I can kind of read it and figure out what's going on there. So it's kind of learn as you go, and it's personal. I thought it was really, really fun. And it was fun to go through and not only search for people I might know, but read about all these different cases. And so the ethics case I'm going to go through is a disciplinary counsel v. Dare Berry. You can see that the citation is in this slide. Now, what this case was about missing deadlines, failing to update the client, and the attorney not wanting to return unearned money. The attorney represented two clients. The attorney represented one client in two probate matters. After several violations over a year, including failing to appear in court, he was held in contempt of court for violating the specific codes of Professional Conduct Rule 1.1, 1.3, 1.15a, c, and d. He was held in contempt of court and was given a grievance and discipline hearing, where they discussed his cognitive abilities and memory after he was told about the confusion he constantly suffers from. He underwent a psychiatric evaluation and was diagnosed with age-associated cognitive decline. He was 71 years old at the time. The bar suspended his license for 6 months, which was stayed, and then placed him on a 2-year probation. Thank you so much for watching my video and listening. I hope that you learned something.